Hi. Welcome. This is Christopher Kogi, the author of the book of The Unscrambled Manifesto of Africa. Today we are going to talk about tribalism, and I have begun by defining it and giving its various aspects until the place I reached that describes that the African continent was actually a continent made up of very many tribes or nations as we know them. The demarcations made by the colonialists appeared later and confined us as nation states, but we were yet to become nation states. Uh, they f- they forgot a great character of good leader is the ability to look carefully and see what is actually there: positive, negative, simple, complex, known, and unknown. And this is about seeing the whole glass, the entire country or continent as it had been for years. The whole truth was that we were nations, tribes, and we had yet to become a nation state. What we call Kenya now was not a deliberate fabrication of the native tribes, but rather an annexation of a landmass in Africa by the British Crown, which coincidentally forced a conglomeration of tribes found therein to be together, who later hurriedly, led by the optimistic pegs, called themselves Kenyans. The chief minstrel forced an orchestral symphony that sounded great at the time of self-independence, but the timbales betrayed the tone by giving a clashing sound, which is the signature cacophony that starts our solemn national anthem. If you listen to the national anthem of Kenya, it starts with a signature cacophony or clashing sound of timbales. Similar in line was the alibis given by our so-called founding fathers, whom no one really knew who made them the chieftains of their respective tribes. For instance, in my tribe, the Kikuyu had no centralized power resting on the shoulders of one individual. They preferred having councils of elders, a trait shared with Greece, Carthage systems, or like a senate in the old Roman Empire times. But some other tribes had a king or chief and their own system of governance. These ancient systems were not consulted or incorporated in the attainment of self-rule. On the contrary, impostors were planted to form a puppet government that has ruled ever since, to the detriment of the nations. The limit of a puppet government are now coming out clearly. People are beginning to follow with clarity the trails of destruction and deceit it has left behind as it comes to its climax. Imposter tribal chiefs who have no interest of their tribes at heart, who have made tribalism to be a negative entity in developing countries, who use the tribe only for the sake of their nose, mouth, and belly, are finding their tibias weakening with osteoporosis. The baits they have always used to lure lambs and blast them for their limbs are slowly losing their hypnotic power. Their hidden tails are now emerging for all to see that these liars are of a different tribe from ours. They are indeed a tribe of crocodiles, a tribe of cats, pigs, hyenas, or weasels. Yet they have been consistent in sending mails of positivism to the ever-optimistic electorate to maintain a burning flame of perpetual hope, ever using the dangling carrot as bait to sustain movement for the faithful donkey, carrying malt full to the brim for these brats to brew beer and never be in a drunken frenzy party as they stir poverty to the mass. These alien armies have an international authority of creating bias in governance to censure that negative tribal perceptions last, and this ensures a smooth sail on their sea of self-interest. And anytime they realize that the people have discovered their folly, they become like SARS and call the illiterate mass to arms in defense of the tribe. They better dread, for soon they shall find their ships stuck in a sea of silt, when the salt they have used to lure unsuspecting rats shall run out. That day these birds, neither birds nor animals, shall find themselves in a mist, and the electorate shall trim their ears so that they can no longer use them as the iris to see via sonar. That day draws near. I hereby propose a system of governance that enriches our system of tribal governance into the sovereign government after the puppet governors are kicked out. I've seen how effective these ancient systems are in moving their people. For instance, in the Meru, Mount Kenya forest rarely suffers from deforestation because the Council of Elders there, the Njori Jeke, have publicly placed a curse on anyone who tries to deforest the sacred shrines, while on the Nyeri side, where the Kikuyus slumber in their system of governance, corrupt puppet government officials allow deforestation to continue, yet the deleterious effects of these actions are to be borne by the whole tribe. Why not do away with colonial administration systems of selecting assistant chiefs, chiefs and county commissioners who are puppets and who lack real power to enforce anything significant in their tribes, and in their stead recognize and formalize the already entrenched tribal governance structure that works? Why not? Even in the Kikuyu, these shadowy structures are gaining popularity. In some other tribes, they are already strong and operational, and they are administered without formal portfolio or salary. They do it for the love of their tribes, and it's high time these true leaders are recognized and entrenched into our system of governance. We can have the fixed democratic system and alongside it the tribal system. After all, it's not uncommon now finding democratically elected leaders endearing themselves to these tribal systems. They work, they deliver, they need to be boosted and strengthened. We have also seen instances that democratic puppets have instigated intertribal violence only for there to be a negotiated lasting calm by tribal elders who understand that there is no one who wins in a war. Bara Tioshuru. War is not a cup of tea or porridge. The Kikuyu elders always say, bolstering of these tribal systems of governance shall prepare Kenya to have a negotiated tribal democracy after these entities get into a forum and discuss all things that have affected their forced marriage. Positive, negative, known, unknown, with a lot of maturity, which is natural of elders, produce a working formula that will last thousands of years. For if this encounter is left to immature political puppets, full of theatrics and vision that does not extend their nose, mouth, and belly, or just below, the Kenyan dream shall never be realized. As things stand now, the Kenyan nationalism drilling bit is made of wood instead of being made of steel reinforced with diamond teeth. How can we drill a nourishing spring? The art and science needed to craft a nation that stands the test of time and fixed on a firm foundation is lacking among us, the many outcropping political puppets. If a moderately ambitious conquering nation, not even a superpower, can ram our gates, we can really tremble like rats as things stand. We need to do something. We need to make our governance concrete so that it can withstand the threats of recolonization. Thank you.